So why are we always afraid to try new things? This was an interesting conversation I had with a friend of mine, so I wanted to talk with you about it because I came to some really good conclusions that I think are important to share with you guys. So one of the things that happens when we try something new is we get really nervous or really afraid for a lot of different reasons. But I think the main core underlying reason that we are afraid is because we are challenging ourselves to do something new that is out of our comfort zone. And it's not in line with the idea of who our ego thinks that we are. And so when we actually challenge who we are, our ego gets really uncomfortable and it says, no, don't do that. You don't want to do that. That's not who we are. We don't do those things. And so it gives you this feeling of like uncomfortableness or fear or uncertainty. And then what happens? Then we stop trying to do these new things that might actually be really fun or really good for us because we're worried about what everyone will think and the judgment that we'll get if we're going to be any good at it. And all these questions and things that start rolling around in our head, that's actually our ego telling us like, don't break this mold of who we think we are. This is going to be disastrous, right? Like, who are you if you do this thing? And I think that's a really great way to look at things when you are trying something new and you're worried or you're concerned or you're afraid. Because it's not like you're doing anything wrong, and it's not like you shouldn't be trying it, but you are just transforming and emerging and becoming a new and better version of yourself, maybe a funner version of yourself. Who knows? Depends what you're trying. I've had a lot of issues myself too, like with trying to do things with my business that have been super uncomfortable and super scary. And I have just pushed through it anyway. And it has changed who I am, but in a much better way. So I hope that if you are sitting there watching this right now and you're worried about trying something, that you don't let yourself get in your own way, that you don't let your ego hold you back, because you're just going to be sitting in the same place and you're going to get so bored, and I want you to have this really fabulous, amazing life. Now, the second thing that's going to happen probably when you try something new is you're really worried about a lot of the judgment and things that come with that. And what I would say to you if you're having that issue, whose judgment are you really concerned the most about? Are you concerned about strangers on the internet that don't know who you are? Who are they? Like, is that important to you or not? Or is it more important for you to go out there and be comfortable and be yourself and share a lot of really valuable information that you have? Not everyone's going to agree with you, and that's perfectly okay. It's not a big deal. If we did, we'd have world peace, and that would probably be really boring. But you can't be afraid and hold yourself back based on what other people will think of you. Their opinion isn't important. It's your opinion that's important. I think sometimes too we run across this issue with family members, right? And if your family really loves you, they should be happy for you. And what they will do is they won't judge you, but they will give you critiques, right? They will try to help you get better. My mom does this all the time. She'll watch my video and she'll be like, that was really great. Or, you did this a little too much, or watch that. And at the time, it's really kind of hard to take, right? Because you feel like somebody's like kind of like raining on your parade. But if you step back and take your ego out of it, it's just like, hey, this person's trying to help me be better at what I'm doing, right? Because sometimes it's hard for us to see because we're so in the box. So if you can kind of get past that like kind of moment, you can step back and you can think about it, and does this apply or does this not apply? And if it applies, you can make some changes to help yourself improve and get better at whatever it is that you're trying to do. Whether you're trying to make videos, whether you are trying to learn how to skateboard or play the guitar, or if you're studying a new craft, or if you're learning to be an herbalist, whatever it is, all these things are difficult and they take time, and you need people that will help support you by telling you these things. It's very important. So those are the things that I would say about why you're afraid to do something. You're not really scared. You're just worried about what other people will think of you and what kind of you'll think of you when you bring your ego into that equation. And if you want to try something, try it. Life is way too short to sit back and think about, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that, or, oh, I don't want to do this because I'm going to mess it up. Anytime you try something new, you're going to mess it up. It's probably going to happen, I remember when I first started doing hair many moons ago, when I was doing that full time, and someone said, I was trying so hard to be perfect, and they go, you know what, Nikki, you're just going to mess it up. It's going to happen. I said, no, never going to mess it up. You know what? Sometimes you mess it up, and that's how you learn, and that's how you get better. So don't be afraid to kind of feel silly or uncomfortable or awkward. Just, be afraid of what you'll lose if you don't go for it. Don't worry about what anyone else is thinking. Worry about how you feel and what you want. And those are the things that are really, truly most important. So I hope this video has helped clarify a few things for you, and I hope it's helped inspire you to go out and try something new today. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. But until next time, have an absolutely beautiful day.